Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Your mics are on from the second.
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
I like how you guys talked. Well, because you can't do anything about it either.
No, because I don't sit in front of the board anymore.
Spinning the ones.
Jay, you need to say what you said that made us talk over the intro because my eyelashes are tingling.
I
from
was
excitement.
mind blown. So I just had a conversation with someone downstairs that does some marketing support for a local Canadian band.
Not local Canadian band, global
superstar, Canadian based.
Yeah.
Moffatts. I don't know if you all remember them.
Like
I can't
Bang Bang Boom, the Moffatts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
of your, but not of your.
Of your if you're in Canada, but they are like the latest, greatest, and still extremely relevant in Southeast Asia.
This is what made us talk through the intro. This news.
If you go look for them on Instagram, and they're not the Moffatts on Instagram. I'll have to figure it out.
Because I did find the Moffatts on Instagram.
No,
Did they outlast Hanson, that means? They were Canada's Hanson.
They were Canada's answer to Hanson. And
now they've outlived Hanson.
Here, I'll see if I can pull it up.
This is unbelievable.
So if you go to, oh shit, where's my recently searched? Oh,
These are all just Baggedmilk OnlyFans requests.
If you go to Music Travel Love, that's their channel. It's two of the brothers because the other one's focused on music production.
Of course.
They have 1.6 million followers on Instagram.
What? That is bananas.
And it's them doing music in Vietnam. They do they're just playing all their old stuff.
Are they like, we're willing to go anywhere and sing is basically
yes.
the ethos of the company.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And just, they're all over Asia.
Is this going to lead to us doing podcasts in different countries?
You are going to be touring Cambodia when 10 years from now doing the same jokes.
10 years from now being like, listen, let me talk to you about the power play.
For the 2023 power play.
Yeah, the 2023 power play.
We don't want to hear the recent stuff. We want you to talk about your era.
Play the hits.
I'm just happy for them because, they took over the Canadian music scene by storm.
Yeah.
I was a Moffatts guy. I was Moffatts over,
Velvet Empire? How dare you?
No, but what the hell?
Do you know that show, Baggedmilk?
Hanson.
Oh yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah. So, and I was riding them off at high and then they kind of disappeared, but they didn't disappear. They just disappeared Canada and they went and leaned into Asia.
I respect a second act.
Well, because at first, before we got into it, I was confused because the Moffatts on Instagram, respectable, 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
No post since August.
Yeah.
So I was confused.
This is a side project.
This is a side project.
So the actual Moffatts are the side project at this point.
It's this Live, Eat, Pray or whatever this Instagram account is because they go as two of the three brothers.
Yep.
They lured the one brother
back for production work.
Agreed to do a Philippines tour.
Nice.
Got offered bulk cabbage.
For real?
Yes, to go do it. I was told this.
Oh my God.
What do you mean by
he rejoined? Bulk kabaji.
Kabaji.
Okay.
Come on.
I've never heard a Moffatts
normalized
song.
Sports betting.
You've
but
never heard a single Moffatts song?
I'm listening right now while we do the pod.
You've never heard of Bulk Kabaji or the Moffatts?
You haven't heard of Bop?
Maybe.
That's Bang Bang
handsome.
Boom. I guarantee you've heard.
Bang Bang Boom.
So which one ditched?
Oh, I don't know.
The big deal one? Because one was like the Timberlake of the crew.
Bought by Hanson?
I was joking about it.
Moffatts. The Moffatts is the Moffatts.
So what's a Moffatts song I would have heard?
Bang Bang Boom.
I'm sure they have a Christmas album.
Oh, of course they do.
A Jingle Bells, something to that effect.
It's
I hear him.
It's these two.
Wholesome.
So
they're much older and bearded now.
Yeah, they look.
Well, of course.
Oh, those wasn't it twins in the other
They
one?
are
So it's the non-twin,
It's the oldest
the lead
one.
singer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
of
knew
course,
it.
and you
The
loved
twins
it.
kept-
Yeah,
going.
that's
Of
a
course they
banger.
did.
I'm adding that to the like songs right now.
See,
It's featured on the Now 6 CD for Much Music Canada or whatever. So there you go.
Good for them.
so we're coming up. So now you say now 6. We're coming up with a theme for the 15th birthday party. We're doing the 15th birthday party.
Now
We
15.
can't disclose the date because we're just waiting to confirm it. It won't officially be our birthday. It'll be a belated birthday, but that's okay. But that's the thing. We're 15 years old. We're going back to 2007 and like trying to bring in whatever that was going on in that age, like big shiny tunes now.
Yes.
And that's going to be the design aesthetic. And then the playlist during the event is going to be whatever Now 97
you're
was.
welcome,
or
everybody.
2007 was.
These dudes are living their best life. I'm just looking at their social media and they're playing songs on the beach.
I know,
got
man.
Beautiful backgrounds
They did
everywhere.
They did it.
There's a value to
They-
being willing to tour.
They're living the dream.
100%.
People who want to hear,
You never
Clearly
know who's
anybody-
watching. You never know who's watching.
never know.
Like, I know between Wanye and I, we are definitely a lot of question marks in Iceland with these small groups when it comes to why is Edmonton streaming our shit?
For sure, for sure.
Right? Like, we're big at Edmonton.
Ja Rule had his career gutted in North America by 50, but has always toured in Europe. Still, Europeans don't give a shit, especially some of the stands. They don't care what happened with 50 Cent 20 years ago. They want to hear New York. Good track. Remember that track? Are you too young for Ja Rule?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, he says that, and then I'll hear a song like, oh, yeah, I love this song. And I'll add to his playlist.
Show yourself out, your M-Check. Jesus.
Hey, I just didn't know.
Well,
Like the band name was like, okay, I feel like I should know who they are. But then I looked at their five, like
Three Canadian legends. That's
sorry,
who they
Bang
are.
Bang Boom isn't in their top 5 on Spotify. That feels
Disrespectful.
wrong.
it's because it's probably being skewed by the songs that hit in Asia.
Yeah.
But are they tracking under Moffatts? Or are they
Music
Pray,
Travel Love.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
That's the name of so that's their group now?
That's the Big in Asia group.
Yeah.
Music Travel Love.
Okay, so
Those are easy words for people who don't speak English to remember, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Moffatts has 198,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Music Travel Love has over 1 million.
What the hell? The student is
the
past
Moffatts
teacher.
have become the side project.
I wonder.
We
Did
could
they bring in
easily
the
get them
brother?
on the pod, right?
None of them are that big.
I don't know, man. I don't think we have,
Not anymore.
We don't have
They were
that
in the
kind of
Philippines.
cabbage.
Yeah.
No, you just have to reach out to like management at the Moffatts.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll have to
bring the
get
Moffatts on.
Yeah,
Don't
we have to
bring
get
all
the brothers
politics
that,
into it, your M-Check.
Bring the Moffatts on.
Respect the procedures and speak to the new people.
the brothers that are not on Music Travel Love. Those are the ones we can get.
Yeah, we're gonna get the one who left.
I wonder if he's done production for Music Travel Love. Like full circle. Now he's
So
producing
they're
twins.
based in Nashville, and they
people
they
who
harvest
are listening into this,
Asia.
expecting
four
to hear
brothers.
anything that isn't
What's
about
it
the
for?
Moffatts.
Yeah, 4 brothers in the Moffatts.
For no
Scott, Clint, Bob, and Dave.
Bob.
Scott and Clint, I remember.
What
Which
a
ones
run
are
of
twins?
names. Wow.
Bob and Dave.
If people have
Bob
tuned
and
in
Dave
mistakenly
McKenzie.
thinking this isn't about the Moffatts for the next hour, it's best to keep.
Well,
Just stop the episode.
if there wasn't a real life topic to be had,
It is the Moffatts.
It is the
I'm
Moffatts.
surprised it took 427 episodes to get here. Quite frankly, what have we been doing?
that's what I was doing. I
Warming
was
up.
doing some show prep. I was mining for some information.
Warming
we
up.
speak about real life Canadiana
We're warming up.
royalty, bigger than All Saints, and they're kind of we try to stay clay to All Saints.
I wish I hadn't stopped that show. It produced bangers every summer for a good 3 summers.
Oh
Velvet
yeah,
Empire, Sugar Jones.
Sugar Jones, love Sugar Jones.
You remember this Baggedmilk?
Of course.
Come on.
Of course I did.
Didn't Keisha Shante come from?
Yeah, something. She was like a
somewhere along
runner-up
the
or
line.
something.
Yeah,
This was a foundation of the Canadian music scene. You bring back that show. Was it Canada's Got? No, it wasn't. Was it?
what was it?
What show spawned all of that?
Well, there was Canadian Idol for a minute.
No, it wasn't
Wasn't
Canadian
it?
Idol.
It wasn't
though.
Canadian
This-
Idol.
This is about like
like
making
Velvet
a band.
Jones was like it was some kind of
making the
band.
band
It was
Canada.
like making a band Canada or something.
Puffy really started something with making the band. Hey,
Oh
like
yeah,
that led to American Idol.
yeah.
He was the first guy to take like random strangers off the street and try to make them into something.
Visionary.
Just the other day, I watched a Where's Making the Band, and it hasn't gone well for most people, including Dylon.
Dylon, oh,
Well, we
yeah.
remember he's not going to know that attitude.
No, yeah, definitely had.
And some of them still have Instagram accounts. One guy still tours. He's not with the Moffatts. Now knowing what I know, that guy should go tour Indonesia and be like, I'm the only rapper willing to come to this state fair.
This doesn't sound right. Was the show called Pop Stars?
Yes, it
You
was.
think that sounds right?
No, it didn't sound right to me.
No,
But
it
yeah,
was called
Sugar
Pop
Jones
Stars.
created in 2001 on the Canadian
Season
version
1.
of Pop Stars.
Yeah.
Season 2, Velvet Empire.
Mhm.
We all thought, can they make a number 1 hit?
Days like
Sugar
that.
Jones? They did.
Days like that, Sugar Jones.
2 number 1 hits.
Put that in your ear holes. You're welcome.
And second one, Jay, was called How Much Longer?
The
Off that
answer
same
was
album.
how much longer was our career? The answer was not much.
Not long. I see that Julie and Andrea both released solo albums in 2008, but they unfortunately did not go very far.
Was there any more seasons of Popstar? I don't remember a third summer. Nothing that caught my imagination.
Let me see.
Might have been the millennium though by that point. I can't remember what year this was.
We are 3 seasons. So we got Sugar Jones season 1, Velvet Empire season 2,
Three's the third.
and Krista Borden in season 3.
Lizzie Borden, the axe murderer from 1870.
Uh-huh.
That's a real
Pop Stars still active in New Zealand. So if you want to,
Who is?
Pop Stars, just the show, still active in New Zealand.
So you mentioned our 15th anniversary.
How dare you?
Just a hard transition out of there.
Was it hard? It seemed pretty smooth.
That's going to be exciting. What are we going to have going on?
We're still working on it, Tyler. How dare you put me on the spot?
It's quite some time from
I
now.
don't even have a date for it.
History doesn't change.
What are we
talked
working
about that for years?
What are we working for? It's going to be a game night. We're going to get together and watch a game. We're going to work on some pageantry. All I know is tickets will be for sale for $20.07.
You want me to tell some stories about 15 years ago? Your check to pass the time?
Okay,
I got some.
So no, I had an idea.
Son of a bitch.
My idea
Wanye's
was
going to do a full reveal.
Yeah, full frontal reveal.
Why don't we do today's show like we were doing it on November 21st, 2007? So
Stream it on my mom's computer.
In the year 2000.
I got the Oilers game log from the night before. So we would have been sitting down and been like, all right.
Oh, you want to set the stage?
We're
for
going to
what
get the
was happening
search bar
15 years
back.
ago?
You could have put out the first article on the site.
Oof.
It's coming. TBD.
Oilers last night would have had a big 5-4 win over the Vancouver Canucks to improve their record to 8-12 on the year.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
We're halfway home.
Who scored?
We're almost back in it. So Tom Gilbert may be the answer. He's already got 3 goals on the year, scored on the power play. Jeff Sanderson, there's no way that deal isn't going to work out great.
Hey,
Come back for a second act like the
Yeah.
Moffatts in 15 years. That's what I would have said.
Marty Reisner got his first of the year.
Marty Reisner.
Great to see him get off the schneid. He was fighting it.
A mere
On-
20 games into the season.
And you know what? He got the game winner. I'm feeling good about this Penner guy. And personally, he's just lights out as
that
well.
offer sheet is paying for itself.
His conditioning is sublime.
On November 21st, 2007, there were 2 articles up on Oilersnation.com by Bingo Fuel. One was just entitled Goals. And the second was 2 out of 2 shirtless Oil fans agree. Oilers beat the Canucks 5-4 in the shootout.
We were telling jokes day one. I remember sitting at our day job where we worked together with Bingo Fuel writing that. Masterpiece. We only had one author in the system.
it was a shootout.
Yes, there was.
So it was
there
all
was.
Bingo Fuel, and then
There
it
was.
became The Nation. And he was like, you need to make your own name up. And I was like, what kind of grown man makes up fake internet names? Not realizing 2 years later, social media would be invented. We would all have fake names.
My bad. Yeah, Penner didn't get the winner. It was in a shootout. They don't have the shootout numbers on Hockey Reference.
The first article, at least in the system, by somebody posted other than Bingo Fuel, actually came on February 5th of 2008 by Amber McCormick.
Oh, yes.
Did we
Entitled,
lose any articles in this? Is this all just reclassified as Bingo Fuel? Because both of us were writing.
I'm just going start to finish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Amber, I still talk to her. Great.
Oh, we were making Arby's jokes the other day, her and I.
We went and approached stand-up comedians to write for the site, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we found Amber. She was doing like an open night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Here's Robin Brownlee. He makes his first appearance on March 7th of 2008.
Oh, wow. Don't
What
took
a
it that
year.
long.
First article.
No,
Brownlee
we started in
brings-
November. Publishing.
07.
Of
So
07.
it was 5 months.
March. Yeah, 5 months.
God damn, we were moving fast in those
Yeah,
days.
we tricked Brownlee that fast.
Remember
We
we
had
went to
about
Earl
5
with him?
pages a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brownlee brings the Thunder is his first one.
Yeah. He moved the needle.
That's how quickly Brownlee was in, hey?
We
We're
tricked
fooling
him.
around your check. What the fuck?
No, you weren't.
We were here to make
And then we
money.
created the FOMO. Then Gregor joined.
The first Wanye article under your handle, not necessarily the first one you wrote, but the first one under the Wanye handle went up on March 9th called Who Are We and Who Are You?
Who was I at those days?
Could have been anybody.
Tell you what,
Extremely bullish on the Oilers.
very bullish. I remember. So we wanted to have this site up and running, obviously, for the start of the season. And we had one company retained. And I started working them in like February, March, April, like long in advance. And it was very expensive.
I remember it was like January of 07 when you're pulling me into some random office at U of A to go and look at like the first version of The Nation.
It was almost done.
It was almost done. Yeah.
Shit'll be up in a week. And then it's like not happening. And the season's marching closer and closer. And I phoned them in like August. And I'm like, where the fuck is my Oilers website for this princely sum of $10 trillion? And they started giving me a bunch of bullshit. And I'm like, this is never going to launch. So then I phoned 2 Polish brothers that were my friends who had very long names. And one guy cut the tip of his finger off on a bandsaw once. That's as much as I can put.
But that's
in.
how you know their quality.
But I tell you this to set the stage for it. They don't care about hockey. All they cared about was soccer, bandsaw safety after the incident.
No, yes, of course.
Not before.
Post incident, yeah.
Heavy into bandsaw safety.
Yeah.
And they were into like writing medical software.
Yes.
And I was like, boys, do your old friend Wanye from high school a favor. I knew you when you had 10 full fingers. Can you please finish my Oilers website? And they were so nice. They're like, sure. And the one guy kept saying, you know, we don't like hockey, right? I'm like, I swear you're the only people in town, but sure. And then they were like, let us just look at your code base. It won't take long. And then they came back and they're like, we have to completely rewrite your website. And I was like, boys, I've spent all the money me and my business partner have. You're going to have to figure something out. And they're like, okay, but there's no way we're going to have it up and running for the start of the season. So as the season starts, Jay's just like, where is this website, man? And in my head, I'm like, it's websites. I've blown 2 websites. We may not have anything after 2 attempts. And then it went live. And then we were like, we need to contact writers. And we contacted like 22 people who were already blogging saying, we're prepared to blow money we don't have on paying you to do something you're currently doing for free. And nobody even answered us.
It was cutthroat at the time.
And Jay's like, so how's it going? Did you email all those guys? And for a couple of weeks, I played it off. I'm like, no, I'm super busy. And then finally, I'm like, no, I emailed them. I did email them. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, absolutely nothing. Are you sure your email works? I don't know. Sure. And then I was like, I guess I'm going to have to write. And you're like, what do you know? And I remember being like, less than nothing, but I'll do it every day for a year.
Yeah.
And then I did.
And then Bingo Field to help coach.
Yeah, and Bingo Field, because he was the editor of the Gateway, so he knew shit. And then we were like, we need to hire real people.
Yeah.
Big names. And Brownlee and Gregor were the big names.
What was your income from
There was
zero.
It's
Negative,
actually. You were just like blindly, again, I've heard this story
blindly,
before,
how dare you?
But through blind love of the Oilers, just like, well, this will probably fucking work.
It's called entrepreneurship, son.
Exactly.
Shit.
Took the leap.
So the first writer you convinced to join Oilers Nation, that was not Robin Brownlee or Wanye or Bingo Fuel. Jonathan Willis made his first appearance on the website July 19th of 2008.
I saw Willis, I swear, 5 articles into his career. Because I was always looking for like lower tier writers who might get tricked. And I'm like, this guy's brand new. Like, what the fuck? He won't care. He'll do it. And then we convinced him. And then he turned out to be the greatest writer since Shakespeare.
Yeah, geez, his ascent is insane.
Willis
was legit. And then also like talking about lighting money on fire, getting the site launched, then like the new iterations of it. We went through like 3 more companies.
Oh yeah.
We're on a vacation with the one that was supposed to launch the new one, and we're supposed to be on we're down south when it launches, and it crashes.
We demoed it and we hadn't renewed the site.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
We're going to demo it and we're like, check this out. And we went to Oilersnation.com and it's like 404 error, site doesn't exist. I'm like, that's odd. I wonder why that would have happened. I hadn't renewed the domain.
So Tyler,
that was the end.
Hey,
we're almost a year into it now. Jason Gregor makes his debut on September 15th of 2008.
We went and pitched Jason Gregor at Century Grill, and I thought we were meeting with Gary Bettman.
It felt like it.
He wasn't even the daytime host.
No,
he was the nighttime Eskimos guy.
Just a game was his nighttime show, right?
It was just football.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm moving to daytime one day. And I'm like, I have no doubt. You've the stardust of the superstars on you, my friend.
Oh yeah. I was very nervous talking to Gregor the first time.
And right after we signed him, that's when he inked the Drive Time show.
It was like literally a month later.
And he said, if you hadn't signed me to a contract, you wouldn't be able to afford me.
You're like, Gregor, did you read the contract?
Yeah.
It's
the terms of service of my cell phone agreement. I just wrote Jason Gregor on the front of the contract. And then 10 pages of contract that have nothing to do with anything.
If you read it, you can get out of it, buddy.
You just signed on for a 4-year TELUS plan.
But he believed.
You actually have to start using an LG Shine according to what you signed.
Here's your
Gregor.
phone, stupid.
Yeah.
I just talked to Gregor an hour ago. That's crazy. His hair hasn't changed.
No. He's been
Actually, he hasn't really aged. He claimed that when he was young. He's like, I'm going to look the same for the next 30 years.
And he nailed
15
it.
years in, he's right.
It's
now
so
he's got greener frame
gradual.
glasses.
His glass game is definitely
His
gone
earrings
robust.
It's aggressive.
He's
Reduced.
definitely reduced. Yeah, less jewelry.
He had a lot of earrings back in the day. Right?
Going,
I remember the billboards.
He's trending towards Dame Edna with the shades.
Yeah. We should do a thing of what's the maddest Gregor's been at you. Because I know what it is for me. It was when he had the wall photos in the subway station, and the railing went right into his mouth. And I took a photo of it and sent it to him on the fly, saying, "What the fuck?" And that is the maddest Gregor has ever been to me. He's like, "What do you think, buddy? You think I did that? Think I did it on purpose? You think so? You think I want everybody to walk past me and see me with a railing in my mouth?" I was laughing.
He was mad at you?
Mad at me for bringing it up because I walked by and took a photo and sent it to him. Like, what's up with this?
I would be mad at the person who sent it to me. I'd be like mad at the billboard.
It's called killing the messenger.
I think the maddest I've seen him, and this is where Crazy Uncle was born, is we're doing the prospect report leading up to the draft. And this is the draft in which his nephew could be drafted. And it's like prospect number 50. And we announced some player, and Gregor calls like, "What the hell? Like, Noah's ranked like 55 to 50 by all like scouting reports." And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's wrong? It's like, well, how come we never read the article? I'm like, it's because we have him like 46th, like better.
Crazy Uncle.
Okay, good. Crazy Uncle. So he thought we were going to miss him because we didn't put him in the slot that all the other scouting.
You guys put him higher, and
we put him higher. We gave him the Gregor bump. We gave him the friend bump.
That's so good.
He was so mad. Then once he heard for and it's like click.
What's the maddest he's been at you, Baggedmilk? You've talked.
Are those stories safe for air?
Probably not.
There was a question mark in the wrong place.
There was.
He's passionate for the right reasons.
He and I really got into it one night where I tweeted something about the media, but I wasn't specific about who I was talking about. And he called me and I told him, like, "Gregor, I don't care what." And then we really got into it.
I like how so Gregor would like to hold us to a professional standard, but
Good luck.
quickly didn't realize, he would never realize that we're not a professional outlet. Like, we are a fans first, like pirate ship where we just kind of do what we want to do because ultimately this is what we think how hockey fans think.
And we don't care about fitting into the media.
And we don't care about following proper media decorum because we also didn't view ourselves as media.
We're not media.
But I do think that having a guy like Gregor and even Brownlee to an extent pulling it in one way,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
while you guys pulling it the other way, it brought
That
you
was
to
the
such
idea.
a perfect
they
medium.
helped us find the juicy middle.
It's
100%.
The idea was a poker table of your friends talking about the team. And you had a funny guy and a numbers guy and a guy who cut Kevin Lowe's lawn. So you had inside information. Then one guy was legit. And then big names you've never heard of that have to lower themselves into the Viper Den because of money.
One thing like this, we didn't get into a fight over it, but I feel like you'd appreciate, Tyler, how many arguments he and I got into over me using the handle Baggedmilk over the years.
Wow. Can't imagine. Yeah.
And then all I had to do one time is I sent him my traffic and that was it. Wow. Argument over.
He called me when I was 18 and I was working on the street team at TSN and was like, "If you're going to go anywhere in this business, your Twitter handle can't be Ty89Yar." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because it makes no sense." And I was like, "Okay, I changed."
Year's 89, correct?
No, I just liked Sam Gagne.
Oh, dear. I thought that would be.
Oh, is that why? Yeah.
Good
That's why I wear 89 in like beer league and stuff. Because Sam Gagne is my favorite.
How about our first salesman for the first 6 months of his job? His email address was golffun420 at hotmail.com.
Hey, you want to add on the site? Email golf.
You should invest your money with a reputable brand.
Do you want people who believe in what they do, or do you want people who are collecting money? That's what I say. He's willing to put his own Hotmail on the line.
On the line, his brand.
That's what he would put in arcade games when he get a high score too. Like, this is a key part of his personality.
That's the whole.
It's identity.
No way. I'm not.
I remember being like, "Can you change that?" He's like, "No."
He was just like 5 years too early. Now, like with cannabis legal and all that stuff, that shit hits.
Yeah, he probably sold Golf Fund 420 for $300,000 to some company last year. That's good stuff.
It was a Hotmail land grab back in the day. It was funny.
Somebody else recently put a screenshot on Twitter of when I registered the domain name. They're like, "What were you doing?" It was like a year before too. It was like December.
They're like, "Oh, your birthday's actually then." Yeah, someone was like calling us when our birthday.
Oh, but they were like, "What were you doing awake that late at night registering domain names 16 years ago?"
The internet never sleeps.
You know what, man? How about you shut the
Yeah, because the domain's like almost 16, or it is 16.
Well, it took some time between the domain. I remember I got 19 domain names that night.
Yeah.
And it came to like $350. And I was like, fat fucking chance we're going to see this money again.
Well, because there was also like, there was no Blogger, there was no WordPress and all that stuff.
It was like no exaggeration, 8 to 10 grand, as I recall, to get the first site stood up. Like, it was not an insignificant sum of money. It was not a free blogger website. That's
No.
There was no WordPress. And then Jeff and I had to rewrite the CMS because we couldn't afford like $400 a month for it. I was like, we can make a better one and destroy everybody in the process.
Well, that one, but the funny thing is that one worked. And then it's when we brought other people in to try to improve it.
Let that be a lesson to everybody. What Jeff Siegel and I wrote that with the wavy armed guy when you logged in that lost most articles and didn't have tagging. Better than WordPress.
I wish, Tyler, that you would have seen the Batcave back end from when I first started, and it was so flimsy.
Baggedmilk would be like, you can't just save it. Remember there was like an error, and I was like, you got to like hold down the shift key while you do it, you dummy idiot.
And then I would have to go into this program that essentially looked like DOS to clean up comments.
Well, sometimes you got to just clean a little code up, for heaven's sakes. It's 2007.
It was so good. So fucking funny.
My favorite story, Baggedmilk, was your first day at full time when you came into the office, and then we were like, see you later, and left for 6 weeks.
Yep.
And you were like, well, I guess I run the company now.
My very first day, I walked into the tire shop for full-time day.
We weren't running the tire shop. We just sublet us.
Yeah. I'm aware of the tire shop.
And I was supposed to get there at 10. Jay showed up at like 11.
Huh?
So I'm just sitting there on these casting couches that were essentially in the lobby there. And
Get
then
a haircut. That's what I said.
I had only I known.
Plenty of time.
Might have been a Monday. She might have been open.
Could have been. And then I just asked, I was like, what do you want me to do today? He's like, I don't know, whatever you want, fill the day. I was like, okay. So I started shipping Nation gear. I was sending out stickers. I was doing some contests on Twitter. I think I did a live blog my first day.
What did I tell you day one? When did I show up?
You were not around.
Wow,
my first day.
that doesn't sound right.
You were somewhere else my first day. I don't remember where.
It sounds right that we left right after, because the way I think we would have put our time out is like, we can't leave until somebody works full time. He starts on a Monday. Let's leave on Tuesday type shit.
Yeah.
It was
Job
very
done.
quick.
See you later, company.
So it was 2010.
Well, we knew each other for a long time.
Well, so I started doing stuff for Oilersnation in 2008, just loosely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I came on full time at the beginning of 2014.
2014.
Took till 2014.
Do you know how hard it is to climb out of the primordial ooze?
Okay, so I'm saying like the slightest thing, and you guys keep being like, fuck you, you're attacking our child.
You showed up and we had bloody Shure microphones and shit.
Well, remember, like, we're trying to sell a blog when a blog was a dirty word.
Nobody had seen
no one understood. No one understood internet advertising. They didn't understand social media.
There wasn't.
But they all wanted to be in social media, but they didn't understand it. And this is what we're trying to sell them, this world that we're in.
Yeah, that's wild.
But it's funny. A lot, like, there was a company in particular that didn't spend one penny with us, but ultimately is the reason why Brownlee and Gregor joined us.
I know exactly who you're speaking of.
Huh.
He's like, I'm not going to give you any money.
Nope.
But I'm going to make an introduction for you.
I was like, that is valueless.
I'm like, yeah.
You kept talking about backlinks.
Backlinks, yeah.
Blue Sky Limo guy.
Yeah.
He introduced us to Brownlee.
Because he understood SEO.
Yeah. And he said, I know everything. This site's going to work. And Brownlee was like, if you say so, extremely successful limo man. And that's how we started.
Damn.
We owe him. And then he turned into a member, and there was the conspiracy theory era of that guy. He was like showing up in our comments and freaking us out. We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to start his own blog. And I was like, that's the end of Oilers Nation.
We're done.
He knows everything and we know nothing. He just convinced he was the ultimate inside source. It's a good time. It was easy. It was easier in those days to not know who somebody was because there was no social media.
Yeah.
I remember to start the site, I was like, okay, we're going to have to make posters, which we glued on walls on White Ave. We're going to have to make postcards, which we handed out to people.
We got to go analog to promote digital.
Ridiculous.
Imagine getting a mailer from a website saying, come visit us.
Or we just walked around handing out cards that says the nation has risen in our logo. Your M-check, you wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes.
I wouldn't have. You know me. I value things like
you would have
structure.
quit because we couldn't pay you either.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, that too. No, actually knowing, I was about to say knowing me in 2007, I was 10, but knowing younger me, I probably would have just kept working, being like, I'm sure they'll pay me eventually.
That was the spirit we needed.
Yeah. We got paid in booze in those days, and that's better than
yeah. The Contra was huge. We could get Contra with the best of them.
Yeah. We would save it up and then go to Hudson's with our original gift cards, which were our only payment for our only sponsor. And we would lay it down every 3 months and burn through them all.
I think I worked for about 2 years for Hudson and Oodle Noodle GCs.
So it sounds like you ate and drank really well for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I would argue it's better than money. That was probably my pitch to you back then.
Well, I remember
more
probably
tastier.
Probably actually.
What do you want? Money? Ugh.
Well, because I was doing it I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
free.
was just like, I'll take the free booze and food. Why wouldn't I?
Because you had your own website, which was funnier than ours and had other blogs that talked to it and nobody would talk to us. And I was like, these guys have a handle on things. We need to get that guy.
What I think is interesting that I just learned just now is how early you signed the nation up for Twitter. This was December 2008 is when Oilers Nation joined.
Wow,
Twitter.
you were on Twitter from the get-go.
From the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything I looked at, I was just thinking about Oilers Nation. Like, here's a way. It's a micro blog. That's how they originally said Twitter was, right? It was like a tiny little blog. And I was like, perfect. And then I jumped on that thing and just started yelling. You can't see the first tweet, can you?
I think you'd have to jump into some Twitter
There might
machine.
be some sort of Twitter scraper that would.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, we just used Twitter to just promote articles.
It was
That's
just
all
articles.
it was.
That's how it started.
That was what I started doing, was running the Twitter account.
We needed some life on this.
Yeah, I'm like, can you? But it had some followers.
Yeah,
it had like 6,000 followers. So I'm like, wow, 6,000 people want to read our articles. That's cool.
I'm sure what was happening too was when people were starting to join Twitter is just like, oh, I want to see Oilers stuff. And they would just search Oilers and you guys were probably like populating real quick, right?
Yep.
I remember we used to do our Tuesday meetings because our office in a tire shop at the Commodore. Go check it out. Most affordable breakfast made with love. Lovely family owns it. Jasper Ave 106th. We used to have our Tuesday team meetings when we actually had a team at that point at Commodore. And I was like, we got to get on Instagram. Like, I remember that was like an agenda item.
This Instagram thing might be
We got to get on
happening.
this Instagram thing.
I remember being like, damn, fuck. All right. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Like, I remember
guess I'll just
starting-
work around the clock.
I remember starting the Facebook page. I'm like, this is going to pop. Took a minute, but it got there.
It's there.
It got there.
If you compare the numbers to now with this other project we're working on with hockey fights, how's the numbers compare?
I need that info from you.
How many
to
people on the
walk through.
Facebook group?
Oilers Nation's about 80.
That was like 90.
80,000, by the way, for
80,000,
people listening. Yeah. Well, it's been quite the journey.
Nope, it hasn't. It's been about 45 minutes and it took no work and it took no effort.
And there was never any stress.
No stress.
No, and every bill paid in advance.
On time. Yeah.
With ample money in the account to spare.
Yeah.
Ample.
Yeah. Payroll never
It
missed.
paid in advance.
Never ripped a paycheck up once.
And look at you guys now.
91,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's an OG logo
good.
on there. I like it.
And now you guys are on episode 430 of the Real Life Podcast, which is brought to you by Oodle Noodle and DoorDash, where you can use the promo code GameDay25 to get yourself 25% off and no delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app. Come on. What a journey it's been.
Baggedmilk and I are still running the Oilers Nation Twitter account and handing the same 3 jokes back and forth.
Some things never
Got it.
change. All right.
Got it.
We'll be right back after this. Today is the kickoff of our partnership with Tourism Jasper.
Woot, woot, woot.
Half price lift tickets, only $89 plus tax when you get the escape card at Marmot Basin. It is the best deal in the Canadian Rockies, and it is back for 2022-2023. You save 50% off regular price adult, senior, student, youth lift tickets every day, all season. You ready for this part? It's the best part. You're going to rip a hole clean through your trousers. No blackout dates.
Oh, that is actually
really
You
huge.
hear a deal like that and you're like, probably some blackout dates. Nah,
That's huge. That means family day long weekend, Christmas break.
so
Now
maybe
I'm in Indonesia waiting for 2 of the 3 Moffat brothers to give a concert.
Yeah.
Can I buy one when I get home if I get it online now?
absolutely up to 50% off lift tickets at partner ski areas and up to 30% off on accommodation in Jasper as well. So when you do get back to the country
Right.
from tracking down the Moffatts
Sure.
or whoever,
Do I need to be in Jasper to buy this or can I go to a website?
jasper.travel/escape for more information.
Forward or backslash?
I don't. the one that goes this way. Wait, no, from your perspective,
/ Tyler.
this way, /.
Can I just say that I love Marmot so much? It's one of my favorite mountains.
You got to ski it every year. You just do.
Yeah.
Setting up in the parking lot first.
Lot 4, baby. Lot 4
Getting
for life.
started there. Having a little warm-up cruise down to the chair. I love that mountain so much.
Are we partnering up with Tourism Jasper for a certain event in January again?
We're working on it. They are going to be giving away a prize package at Brunch for Ben this weekend.
Nice.
I'm going to be going to Jasper right away on a little family excursion.
Yep.
I'm excited. Love the mountains. Love Jasper. You're right. Marmot Basin, you got it. Like, it's the whole experience. And I want to lean into the Marmot Lot 4 experience a little bit more. I want to set up a zone. I see those people that set up the zone. They bring out their own fire pits and they just like après, pre-pray, during pray in Lot 4. And I really want to kind of set up one of those environments there because I get really jealous. So I need some equipment, but I'm going to get there. My Lot 4 game is going to get better because it's cool.
Love that.
But I also love the Mid-Mountain Chalet because that big giant fire, the Mid-Mountain Chalet in Marmot is awesome.
Reminds me of when we watched the hockey game there.
That was
The Oilers and Habs.
It was. What?
Unrelated.
Usually is.
Yeah. World Cup's underway.
World Cup is underway.
And my buddy's doing this thing where he tries to correctly predict the outcome of every game. And he went
betting?
Betting.
Right. Okay.
He went 2 for 2 today. He nailed the correct score in both matches.
Oh, wow.
Nailed the correct score.
He got 6-2 for England.
Sorry. He did the US Wales game in Senegal, Netherlands.
Who won US Wales?
It was 1-1 draw.
Wow.
He only put $1 on it, but he won $45.
Oh man.
Congratulations to Liam for his contributions to England winning today.
It's coming home is what Liam would say right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like Liam. So I'm going to pull for England as one of the teams because I'd like to see a very happy.
I want to see him happy. Yeah.
And I know it'd make him really happy.
I have a question. Why do they call them the Three Lions? The English national team is called the Three Lions.
Liam.
Oh, I think he's doing a show. Or he's watching a
We're pulling Liam in here.
The Lions obviously part of the what's the crest, the coat of arms.
Why do they call the soccer team the Three Lions? And yes, we're on the air.
Because there's 3 lions in the logo.
Why are the lions there?
Come on over to this microphone here.
Yeah, hop on a mic.
Because the British Empire is a lioness.
No one can hear you yet.
Fearless people. Back down to nobody.
Fearless people who back down to nobody.
And then he leaves.
That is.
Oh, dear.
You know what? Yes.
That is why we are his colony.
That is.
He's in charge.
We bow down to his king.
Wow.
We are fearless people.
So, podcast list.
Your MTech is rubbing his face right now.
He just had enough. Like, he came hot with that.
But so for the podcast listeners, he walked in, grabbed the mic off the stand, and then in like a power stance, turned and faced us.
Full Jay Woodcroft.
Like full Jay Woodcroft.
Pissed
with the
that we
mic.
would even ask
That
the
was
question.
his Haka.
Yeah, that was
So good.
Oh, dear.
Oh my.
God.
Well,
I wish that was on camera.
I'll learn something today.
That intimidated me.
Well, that is why they're the Three Lions.
Did you see how they won't let anyone drink beer? Now Budweiser's going to give all the beer that they have in Doha to the winning country free.
Oh, the "We Want Beer" chant from Ecuador fans
So
yesterday
good.
was hilarious. I love it.
How are they going to distribute all that free beer? It's going to be a free-for-all.
They're just going to drop it in the center of town and say,
From 30,000
deal with it.
feet.
Yeah, just going to parachute in.
Flat.
Deal with it.
Boom. A C4 cargo plane dropped $75 million worth of Budweiser.
Yeah, we're going to England
Operation
to crush
Dumbo
some
Drop.
bud. See what I did there?
It's
Very
crazy
fierce
they're
people.
not letting them drink. That's crazy.
But
I'm
like,
looking
it's
forward to-
only in the arenas,
Yeah.
right? There's still some drinking. Yeah, I thought initially it was like all drinking's done. But like that's like I
But
can't.
the town.
The whole point is to drink in the stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Fire festival
visitor areas.
villages.
Yes, they're not designed for any fun, and there's no like communal areas.
It's such a
can't-
weird World Cup.
I find it weird to go to a sporting event and not have a cocktail or a beer.
Yeah.
Unless you're at the sobriety games.
Like if I'm at an Oilers
encouraged
game,
there.
there is zero chance I don't have a beer in my hand at an Oilers game
Or a Caesar.
or a double Caesar.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I couldn't like, if you were like, Tyler, free tickets to the World Cup, no beer. I'd be like, eh.
One time we went to a
watch them all.
soccer game and got tricked by alcohol.
You guys have told this story a few
I know.
times. It's great.
How dare you? How
It's one of my favorites.
You son of a.
I was convinced I was hammered.
I felt great. Just goes to show you how powerful the mind is.
It is. Yeah, you can definitely play tricks on yourself.
You don't know who the Moffatts are, but you remember that I told that story.
Yeah.
I remember most
What
of the
is
stories
in
from
that
Tennis Pod.
mustache brain of yours? Will time ever tell?
Okay, can we talk about Tyler's mustache? Because we've got 10 days left, if you count today, in November.
Do you have
Yeah.
a Movember page?
Nope.
He does not. He's just doing
I'm
this
gonna do it
rogue-
next year.
Raising
Love the
awareness?
Yeah, just, you know,
Well, he's been called out a few times. For
it's
just
the one
growing a
month I
mustache.
won't get bullied for trying to grow a mustache. So I'm
Did
just
not
rolling.
raise a single dollar.
I will next year. I
Movember.
promise next year I will.
So your punishment, I feel like, should keep it going.
Till next Movember.
I should have to do a December one as a punishment, is what you're saying?
Well, and I just want to see how it fills in because I feel like now we're getting to the business end of that mustache and we're almost at the end of the runway.
Yeah, you need more time. You need a quarter.
What's the one color where you don't shave your southern hemisphere? Like Movember. There's another one named. Or it's a month where you.
Pubuary?
It's something like that.
Now, isn't it like Bush something?
Yeah.
Or
Bush.
Bushtober?
Bushtober.
You know what? For a
Bush,
podcast, that's been-
remember? Bush member. Think about that.
Bush member. As a podcast that's sponsored by
Bush, I
Manscaped
remember.
on numerous episodes. The fact that we don't know International Shave Your you know what month.
Well, there's also like a play in on Movember called No Shave November.
Oh yeah, muff
Yeah, there's something.
Muffuary or something. I feel like it's like
February.
I feel like it's
Well, I Googled that and that brought up some very interesting results.
Clear search history.
Yep. I'm not going to be prime minister anytime soon. That's okay. I cannot find growing your pubes out for a whole month.
That's
but
life.
That's just a lifestyle choice.
Well,
so, talking about growing pubes. Tyler, remember when you had to call your mom?
Yep, I do. Second show in a row, you brought that up too.
I know, but
And he
it
didn't
is-
win the money.
Didn't win the money,
And then it
it's
got
a video that's up there. And I've been tagged in a bunch.
It got repurposed as an ad for the Game Time buying tickets app. It's like, what the fuck? We'll tell you the whole story. I'm too embarrassed to say it on the app. But we'll
Why?
tell you it after.
It's so good though. You said
No,
it on
I hate
LA radio.
I know. And I thought it would never
LA
see the
like
light
the
of day.
city?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's when we were in LA.
When we were in Los Angeles in May,
Yeah,
Tyler joined a radio contest in which he had to call his mother and ask if she shaves her pubes.
what?
My mom's usually good sport about this kind of stuff.
Why would you want to know that?
I was.
he already
not-
knew the answer.
but
That's
I
why
wa-
he called.
No, I wasn't going to listen to the answer.
Because
I was just
you were
gonna-
like going to win like $100 US or something
Yeah,
like that.
I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm going to be the hero. I have everyone's first round of colas when we get into the stadium.
Bud Light Sodies.
Yeah, and little did I know, my mom answered the phone while the rest of my family was all having dinner together, and that derailed it real quick.
Ah,
There were no hard feelings though.
I would have called my mom for that. I would have won the $100.
Good God. I would pay $100 not to know the answer to that question.
I didn't want to know the answer to it. I wanted $100. $100 US,
Mm.
mind you.
That's actually a fair dinkum, as we say.
Well,
down
that's
under.
like 150
Good trade.
Canadian right now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't see that as so embarrassing.
fair enough. We've gotten to the 43-minute mark of the pod.
Hooray! We did it.
Ah!
We haven't talked about the Oilers yet.
Who?
Huge win on Saturday.
I am this close, and no one can see what I'm doing, but I've got my fingers
3 inches
maybe
apart.
3 inches apart, maybe 2.5
Depends where you start from.
from getting a Janmark jersey.
Shut up.
No, you're not.
Shut up.
I don't believe that for a second.
Stop. Turn off his mic.
I don't believe that.
Don't tempt me.
I like
He'll-
you have a collection of
I will go
jerseys that is
Janmark
impressive.
third jersey or reverse retro.
There's no way
Out
you're
of
getting
spite,
a
he'll
Janmark.
get a tattoo if you keep calling him out like this.
I just why?
Well,
One of
Why?
the greatest Oilers of all time.
do we not like him?
I like him, but I'm
He's
thinking
played
of the
one
other.
game in the top 6.
He's played 3 games of the Oilers and
Have
he's
we
been
learned
noticeable in
nothing?
every game. No,
I'm
we
thinking
go
of your-
all in. If someone's going to perform with the Oilers crest on their chest, they have got my full
Yes.
support. It's when you don't, I shit and say bad things
Remember
about
that time Jeff Sanderson got an assist on a Tom Gilbert power
Do
play
I?
goal
We were
against
so
Vancouver?
inspired, we made a website that night.
you. It was in
And everyone
lieu of
freaked
that.
out and got so excited. And you said you were going to get a Jeff Sanderson jersey.
I like how you're making up something I didn't say. I'm actually saying I want to get a Janmark
I'm
jersey.
thinking
full
about
of
your
shit.
random
I'm
collection
full
of
of shit.
jerseys.
If he scores tonight, I will get
What
one.
number is he?
Okay, sure.
What number is he?
26. His
Your
first name's Matthias.
Todd Marchand.
what are your most random jerseys? Because I can think of
Oh, I
two
got a
that you
Jujar Kara and a
That
Mark
was a charity
Letestu.
one that you bought?
A Mark Letestu
Mark
signed.
Letestu, you got
Local
that
boy,
one
though. That makes
after.
No, I got him because after the Heritage
Letestu-
Classic, he made our night in Winnipeg special,
Yes, he did.
and we had our
And you
Letestu
don't
chant.
regret
going.
these jerseys.
That-
Never. A moment
yeah,
in time.
But there's no Janmark moment like that.
It's
Yes.
coming. That's the thing. It's coming.
I'm going to have the first Reed Schaefer jersey next year when he gets
We should
his
just
good
get it
number.
now.
You just get it.
3 is the only thing. I know that.
But then that'll be like, I have a Puljujarvi 98. Which I ordered.
Why would you?
But I ordered it as a Puljujarvi 38 at the time because I thought that
39.
was 39. But if you got a Reed Schaefer 53, you'd be like, yeah, I'm an OG Reed Schaefer fan.
I put the C on it if you don't watch your step. That's what I did for the McDavid. They weren't giving out McDavid.
You can't do that to Reed. You can't do that to Reed. You can't put that kind of pressure on him.
He doesn't know the story about the McDavid though. I had like the first McDavid jersey ever, and I made them put a C on it.
And I had to look around the internet for weeks for somebody who had put the C on Wanye's McDavid jersey.
And he's like, no one's allowed to do this, man. I'm like, you tell them.
Well, because
Oilers Nation has infinite resources.
I worked retail at the time, right? I mean, well, Gavin, who's sitting in the room with us for today's podcast, also would have. And it was like a big thing. Like we had emails from corporate being like, you cannot custom heat press McDavid jerseys.
You can't tell Baggedmilk that. He's got the hookup.
I've actually found one.
But then people were coming in being like, well, my last name's McDavid. Yeah. And they were doing that. And then it was a whole issue of like, okay, well, we can't stop someone from getting their name on the back of a jersey.
So you had to see ID?
We had to see ID. And a guy fucking came in once with his McDavid ID. His name was like blah, blah, blah. McDavid.
Was it a Hawaii driver's license?
Alberta license. And he came in and he was like, yeah, I want one. I want one with my own name and I want number 97.
I want 100 of them.
And we were like, fuck, it's yours, dude.
Then I carried it into the draft party at the Pint. I wouldn't wear it out of respect to the man in case something went horribly awry. If they hadn't drafted McDavid, I was going to have to eat the jersey. Well, and then I put it on to the Pint drunkenly like I was McDavid. And I remember at least 2 people being like, whoa. And I was like, the streets are talking. And then I walked around the Pint, making sure everyone knew exactly who we drafted. The end. I haven't watched that jersey once. And I still wear it.
That's what I want the 15th anniversary party to be like, the McDavid draft party.
That one was insane.
That was a good party.
My sister came to the party 9 months pregnant, and drunkenly I offered her drinks like 10 times. She's like, stop. You know that I am pregnant with a child.
I am visibly pregnant.
I just remember the nation table and just trays of Jack Daniels everywhere.
It had to be done.
But what were you guys? I didn't work for the company at the time. Why the big party? Like there was no suspense.
Buddy, the decade of darkness.
It was the
behind
McDavid.
us.
But
why would we party when we drafted Connor McDavid?
We threw draft parties every
We
year.
all knew we were drafting him. We sold that. That was
the
like,
best day of my life.
that was the hottest ticket we've ever sold at any event.
That was the best day of my life.
400 people,
It
literally.
includes my son being born.
You could not move in the Pint. Like
the
you've
best
been
day
to
of
the
our
Pint
lives.
when it was busy.
Yeah.
This was a different level of busy.
It was next level. It's because everyone had to get together to celebrate that. Because it was.
Why would we have a party when Connor McDavid?
But like, no, sorry, that was poorly worded. My question is, why was the party so hype? Because again, like everybody, no,
oh my God, he's doubling down on
you
it.
You guys are taking it a little.
Why
out of
were we
context.
happy Connor McDavid was an Oiler?
It was a moment of like Shirelli giving him the jersey, like nothing else that night.
But it
was
made
like,
eyes at him before you.
It made it official, man.
It's just like
the Oilers changed on that day.
Don't you remember the first practice when he was on ice with that
Yes, it was
Oilers
on the
jersey?
news.
The
Yeah, I remember that.
freaking Rexall place was sold out.
Sold out for
I was
in-game
there.
practice and squad.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
Were you happy?
why did you have a party? You're one of the guys that were at the practice skate. Oh my God.
that
We had
was our first chance to see him on the
we had
ice.
the party for
covering it.
you.
I was covering it for the media outlet I worked for at the time, which was a Brush.
Actually, it was.
I imagine you as a kid being like, Tyler Yaremchuk signing off and going to.
100%. That's what I would do.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I fully fucking believe it.
Okay.
Why would we have it? We had the party for you if you were of age. You would have been there.
I was not of age.
I know.
See?
You
partied
weren't of age when Connor began his career.
You would have been 17.
No, I remember buying the lottery balls shirt from you guys though.
Really?
Yeah,
I
that was
would
a-
have shipped
that's
that
nice
to
of
you.
you.
You're welcome.
No.
Man, if we tried to work with you to start this site, you'd have been like, no. The end. The end.
Why are you starting an Oilers website? There already is an Oilers website.
Yeah, so you're stupid. Tyler Yaremchuk signing off.
Shout out to the FIS Snowboard Big Air World Cup presented by Toyota.
Well, hell, have you
then
seen that? Well, we
I'll
should
be there.
celebrate this.
I'll be there covering it with a.
I'm surprised something
toothbrush.
that's so awesome and hype like that event you'd actually want to put your time into and attend. I'm shocked.
I'm going on December 10th with Baggedmilk. You can too. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.ca. Shout out to Explore Edmonton.
It's the Connor McDavid draft party of live big air events.
So I'm going to sit there and be like, this is dumb.
I'm going to pick you up in Valterra. We're going to go for a little date. It'll be nice.
Have you decided where you're going?
Probably Soho. Grab a little za, maybe.
Okay, good man.
You know?
The only thing I care about running all these social media accounts is whether or not Reed Schaefer sees our stories at Oilers Nation. Literally, I will scroll. There'll be 5,000
Does
people.
he follow the Nation?
Yeah, and he sees all the stories. I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom if I have to, looking for Reed.
In your weekly Reed Schaefer report, 16 games played so far with the Seattle Thunderbirds, 14 goals, 6 assists for 20
Hey,
points.
when does Seattle come to Edmonton?
One moment, please.
We should get behind
I
that.
should, man. Here's the other thing you'll like.
The Thunderbirds?
No, the Supersonics.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Wow.
Because we've talked about this on the fucking show before, and they don't come to Edmonton this year.
What?
What? They're a U.S. division team. Everyone knows that a WHL U.S. division team only comes every 2 years.
What?
That's common knowledge.
No, it's not.
And you started a hockey website.
I started
years
a
ago.
higher level.
A network of sites.
What? We're wrapping this up.
Wait
I got a DM.
How come every 2 years? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. This changed.
It's a long bus ride.
So what?
Listen to this. Somebody DM'd us, and I don't know if it's true or not, but just for the sake of argument, it's true. And they go, hey, just to let you know, I'm one of Reed's day one buddies. This is the quote. Day one buddies. And he loves it that Oilers Nation makes a stink about him.
You've said that on the show before.
Your Remchuk?
Oh my
swear to
God.
that mustache is going to come off hair by hair between my fingers. Since that day when I found out that he likes it, I'd say he's probably seen 60% of our stories. So it's a sustained relationship
that we're building. Yeah, I love it.
We are not building
You
anything. I am going
sorry.
to be arrested one day by people representing Reed Schaefer. Also, to that end, I've DM'd with Nail Yakupov twice in the last 60 days.
I've seen those, yes.
And I said from DFO.
There's nothing you can do to impress this guy.
No.
And I said that already. I said Yakupov once. He DM'd Daily Faceoff because I put a story up there and I go, oh, Nail, haha, we're the Oilers Nation guys. We love you. And he said, haha, I love you too, but not as much as Oilers Nation.
No, and then he said something about how he doesn't like the goalie anymore, right?
Devin Dubnyk?
Is that what he said?
Well, okay, so his response
He
back.
did say that,
So-
but not the goalie anymore.
So because I saw you respond and we're like, Nail, we love you so much.
Everybody reads my DMs. It's
And
so
he's-
invasive.
You run company accounts.
Yeah, but if you don't engage with the conversation with Nail Yakupov, you shouldn't be able to benefit from the open of the, I don't notice that he messages back because there's no open.
Well, this came up to me as a push notification.
Yeah, and I'm obviously, if it's
So
Naylor,
say something to him now. Be like, we take your side in this argument.
he said, haha, love you too, but not goalie anymore.
So say, we agree, Nail. Hit him up.
No.
You'll only read his messages from me so that I don't realize he messaged for
It's not my
days.
job. It's not my job.
It's not your job to read them.
I know, but I'm just so damn tempted.
Of course, it's Nail Yakupov.
Okay. We need to wrap this up.
We've got probably 5 players that regularly check DFO stories now.
Name them.
Evan Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Well, we know
PTF
the Oilers have taken a bit of our content on Instagram, like active Oilers see it. So that happens.
DFO?
From ON.
Oh, I'm saying DFO.
Oh, DFO, yeah.
Oh, and what do players do other than send us cease and desists?
Fair.
No, they just enjoy the memes, I think.
There are good memes.
Lots of good memes.
Love good memes.
To be fair, no players come at us.
There's their representatives.
A representative.
Yeah.
I don't like the latest one. Now I don't like that person. I sent it to you as an email.
Oh, yeah. So I've challenged that person
Good,
who
you
sent
should.
it, and they have not responded.
I looked the guy up.
I challenged it for a conversation. I'm like, I would like to know more about this.
How you own the word you think you own in any of the indices?
They don't. They're just trying to wave a stick.
I won't even tell you, Baggedmilk, because you'll be heartbroken. It's nobody big. It's just a...
Oh, you're going to tell me over.
We're going to wrap this bad boy up. Shout out to our friends at DoorDash and Oodle Noodle Tourism Jasper. AMA Travel trip to Toronto live on nationgear.ca right now.
Right. Very
It
exciting.
is, yes.
Big get.
FIS
Huge
Snowboard
get.
Big Air World Cup presented by Toyota and Alfa Romeo of Edmonton. Baggedmilk. You got the buttons at your disposal. Have a good week, everybody. We'll talk Thursday. Okay, sure. That's how we'll end it.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.